Life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges at us. Someone might cut you off in traffic. A colleague may criticize your work. Plans you've carefully made might fall apart at the last minute. But here's the truth. You can't always control what happens to you, but you have full control over how you react. Your response is your greatest tool for navigating life's twists and turns. When you react impulsively, you hand over your power to external circumstances. But when you take a moment to pause, breathe, and choose a calm response, you reclaim that power. Emotional control is a sign of strength. It's easy to lash out, complain, or get overwhelmed, but it takes true courage to remain composed and thoughtful. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm but remaining grounded and steady. That's the power of controlling your reactions. And here's something critical to understand: your reaction shapes your outcome. In every challenge, there's an opportunity, but you won't see it if you're blinded by anger or frustration. A calm mind finds solutions, builds relationships, and achieves success where chaos only destroys. Focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your emotions, and your responses. Don't waste energy on things beyond your influence. When you master this, you become unstoppable. Here, remember this: patience is your superpower. When you're tempted to react, immediately pause. That brief moment of stillness is often the difference between a mistake and a breakthrough. Control your reactions, and you control your life. Choose calmness over chaos, wisdom over impulse, and growth over regret. That's how you step into a life of fulfillment and success. You can't control events, but you can control your response. Life is filled with uncertainties. Despite meticulous planning and good intentions, things don't always go as expected. You might face unexpected challenges at work, personal disagreements, or sudden changes in circumstances. While these external events are beyond your control, how you respond to them is entirely up to you. Many people fall into the trap of blaming circumstances or others for their frustrations. They waste precious time and energy reacting impulsively, often making situations worse. But here's the truth: peace of mind and personal success are determined not by what happens to you, but by how you handle it. Imagine a ship caught in a storm. The captain cannot control the weather, but they can control how the ship is navigated through rough waters. In the same way, you are the captain of your life, responsible for steering through challenges. Remaining calm and composed gives you clarity and control, helping you make better decisions. When you focus on controlling your reactions instead of events, you begin to shift your mindset from being reactive to being proactive. You stop allowing external factors to dictate your happiness and success. This mental shift is empowering because it puts you back in charge. It takes practice, but the rewards are worth it. In every challenging situation, ask yourself one crucial question: how can I respond in a way that adds value to this moment? When you take that pause and choose a constructive response, you grow stronger, more resilient, and wiser. Instead of being a victim of circumstances, you become the architect of your own outcomes. Emotional control equals strength. In a world that constantly tests your patience and resilience, emotional control is one of the most powerful assets you can develop. It's easy to react impulsively when you're frustrated, stressed, or provoked, but strength lies in your ability to stay composed and maintain control over your emotions, regardless of the situation. Think of moments when you've seen people lose their temper or break down under pressure. How did it affect their reputation, relationships, or decisions? Compare that to someone who remains calm and collected, even in the face of adversity. The latter not only earns respect, but also handles situations more effectively. Emotional control isn't just about appearing strong, it's about being able to think clearly and act wisely when it matters most. There's a misconception that expressing immediate anger or frustration shows power, but true power lies in restraint. When you are in control of your emotions, you are in control of your actions. This makes you less reactive and more thoughtful, leading to better outcomes in personal and professional life. People who master their emotions are often the most respected and trusted because they become a source of stability for those around them. Building emotional control takes practice and self-awareness. The key is recognizing your triggers, those moments when you feel anger, fear, or anxiety creeping in. When you notice these feelings, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself whether reacting impulsively will help or hurt the situation. Most of the time, staying calm will lead to a far better result. Remember, emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means channeling them in a way that empowers you rather than weakens you. For instance, instead of venting anger destructively, use that energy to fuel a solution. Instead of being overwhelmed by stress, break down the problem into manageable steps. By mastering this skill, you turn emotional challenges into opportunities for growth. Emotional control is a hallmark of strength. It sets leaders apart, strengthens relationships, and paves the way for personal success. In a world filled with chaos and conflict, your ability to remain composed will make you stand out as a beacon of strength and wisdom. Reaction shapes outcome. Your reaction to life's events is one of the most significant factors in determining your success and happiness. While challenges, setbacks, and disappointments are inevitable, how you choose to respond to them shapes the direction of your life. A single moment of reaction can either create a path toward progress or set you back for days, months, or even years. That's how powerful your response can be. Imagine two people who face the same difficult situation, perhaps a sudden job loss. One person reacts with despair, anger, and blame. They become paralyzed by their emotions, unable to take constructive steps forward. The other person acknowledges the disappointment but quickly shifts their focus to finding new opportunities. They channel their energy into learning new skills, networking, and rebuilding their career. Despite facing the same initial setback, their different reactions create entirely different outcomes. This principle applies not just to major life events, but also to everyday challenges. If someone criticizes you, your immediate reaction might be to defend yourself or become upset. But what if instead you paused and considered the value in their feedback? What if you used that criticism as fuel to improve and grow? By choosing a positive reaction, you turn what could have been a negative experience into an opportunity for growth. The same is true in relationships. When arguments arise, reacting impulsively can damage trust and communication. But if you take a moment to listen, understand, and respond thoughtfully, you strengthen the bond rather than weaken it. The outcome of the interaction changes entirely based on your reaction. Your reaction has a ripple effect on those around you. If you remain calm and composed during stressful situations, you inspire others to do the same. On the other hand, if you react with panic or anger, you escalate the tension and create chaos. Leaders, whether in the workplace, community, or family, are often defined by their ability to remain level-headed under pressure. The good news is that controlling your reactions is a skill that can be developed. It starts with self-awareness, recognizing the initial impulse to react and choosing to pause instead. This brief moment of pause is powerful because it gives you the space to choose a thoughtful response rather than an impulsive reaction. In every challenge, ask yourself, what outcome do I want from this situation? When you focus on the outcome rather than the immediate emotion, you gain clarity and control. Your reaction becomes purposeful rather than reactive, steering the situation in a positive direction. Remember, life is less about what happens to you and more about how you respond. Choose your reactions wisely because they are the building blocks of your success, happiness, and relationships. Master your reactions, and you master your destiny. Focus on what you can influence. In life, there are two categories of things, those you can control and those you cannot. One of the greatest keys to peace and success is learning to differentiate between the two and channeling your energy only toward what you can influence. Yet many people spend a significant portion of their lives worrying, stressing, and reacting to situations completely beyond their control. This not only drains their energy, but also robs them of the opportunity to make meaningful progress in areas where they do have power. Consider this: you can't control the weather, other people's opinions, or unexpected events that disrupt your plans. But you can control your attitude, effort, and response to these situations. When you waste time obsessing over things outside your influence, you end up feeling powerless and frustrated. On the other hand, when you focus on what you can control, you regain a sense of purpose and empowerment. Let's break it down with a simple example. Suppose you're driving to an important meeting and you hit unexpected traffic. You can't magically clear the road or turn back time, but you can decide how you react. You could panic, complain, and let frustration consume you, which would likely leave you frazzled and less focused when you finally arrive. Or you could accept the situation, call ahead to inform the meeting organizers, and use the extra time to mentally prepare or listen to something productive. The traffic remains the same, but your experience and outcome change based on where you choose to focus your energy. This principle applies to personal relationships as well. You can't control how others behave or what they say, but you can control how you respond. If someone is rude or dismissive, you have the choice to react with anger or rise above it by maintaining your composure. When you focus on controlling your own behavior rather than trying to change others, you become a source of stability and strength. This not only improves your relationships, but also gives you peace of mind. In the professional world, focusing on what you can influence is a critical component of success. You may not have control over company decisions, market conditions, or project delays, but you can control your level of preparation, the quality of your work, and your willingness to adapt. People who consistently direct their efforts toward what they can influence are often seen as problem solvers and leaders, while those who dwell on external factors become stagnant and resentful. Developing this mindset requires self-awareness and discipline. Start by identifying the things that are causing you stress or frustration. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go and shift your focus to something you can influence. If the answer is yes, take proactive steps to address it. This simple practice can transform how you approach challenges and opportunities in life. It's also important to set healthy boundaries for your mental energy. Social media, for example, often bombards us with news and opinions that are completely out of our control. If consuming this content leaves you feeling anxious or powerless, consider limiting your exposure and redirecting that time toward personal development, hobbies, or meaningful connections. When you focus solely on what you can influence, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and distraction. You become more effective, confident, and resilient. Your energy is no longer scattered across uncontrollable factors, but concentrated on making a positive impact in your life and the lives of those around you. Remember this powerful truth: your peace and success are not determined by the circumstances around you, but by where you choose to direct your focus. Master the art of focusing on what you can influence, and you will unlock a life filled with purpose, progress, and fulfillment. Respond, don't react. One of the most transformative shifts you can make in life is learning to respond rather than react. On the surface, these two words might seem similar, but they represent profoundly different approaches to handling situations. Reacting is immediate, impulsive, and often driven by emotion. Responding, on the other hand, is thoughtful, intentional, and rooted in wisdom. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. A reactive person might honk aggressively, yell, or let anger consume their thoughts for the next several minutes. A responsive person, however, might acknowledge the frustration, take a deep breath, and continue driving calmly. The difference isn't just in behavior, it's in the long-term impact on your emotional state and mental clarity. The distinction between reacting and responding is critical in relationships. Consider a disagreement with a colleague, friend, or loved one. Reacting might mean raising your voice, interrupting, or making accusations. This often escalates the conflict and leaves both parties feeling hurt or misunderstood. Responding, however, involves listening carefully, processing what's been said, and choosing words that contribute to a productive conversation. Responders seek understanding and resolution rather than simply winning an argument. But how do you shift from being reactive to responsive? The key lies in mastering the pause. Between an event and your reaction, there's a brief window of time, sometimes just a fraction of a second. That's your opportunity to choose how you'll respond. While this pause may seem small, it holds immense power. Here's a simple yet effective technique. When you feel the urge to react, take a deep breath and count to 3. This momentary break allows your brain to move from the emotional center, the amygdala, to the rational part, the prefrontal cortex. In this state, you're better equipped to assess the situation objectively and respond thoughtfully. Another way to cultivate responsiveness is by reframing your perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as personal attacks or unfair obstacles, view them as opportunities to practice self-discipline and wisdom. For example, if someone criticizes your work, resist the urge to react defensively. Instead, ask yourself, is there any truth in this feedback that I can learn from? By shifting your focus from ego protection to growth, you empower yourself to respond constructively. Mindfulness also plays a crucial role in this transformation. When you're fully present, you become more aware of your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. This awareness helps you recognize when a reaction is building so that you can consciously choose a response instead. Practices like meditation, journaling, and breathing exercises can strengthen this awareness over time. Responding rather than reacting isn't just about self-discipline, it's about building stronger relationships and creating better outcomes in life. People who consistently respond thoughtfully are viewed as mature, reliable, and wise. They become leaders, problem solvers, and sources of stability in their communities and workplaces. It's important to acknowledge that shifting from reactive to responsive behavior is a journey, not an overnight change. You will face moments when your emotions get the better of you, and that's okay. What matters is recognizing those moments, learning from them, and recommitting to responding thoughtfully in the future. There's also a profound sense of freedom in choosing to respond rather than react. When you react impulsively, you become a puppet to your emotions and external circumstances. But when you respond, you reclaim control over your life. You become the author of your actions, no longer at the mercy of fleeting feelings or chaotic situations. Responding rather than reacting is one of the most powerful ways to navigate life with grace, wisdom, and strength. It allows you to face challenges with clarity, build deeper relationships, and maintain inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Master this skill, and you will not only transform your interactions with the world, but also unlock a profound sense of personal empowerment.